Alright, this is the turning portion of the grooving tool that I made using the triangle insert, grooving inserts for threading tools for a lathe. So we made one I made 3 of them actually to fit right in the center of this, to use in the CNC machine to put O-ring grooves and whatever we needed to mill them in. We made one in a boring bar, but it was only going to cut on 1 tooth. And doing it this way, we can cut on 3 flutes. And, like anything, you cut faster, you got more teeth. So we just faced it, center drill it. Do the tap drill size for the insert. I can't remember what it was. Whatever was in the whatever the turning tool we used is the same insert or the same thread that we use. And since we're going to be putting that in the dividing head later, you gotta make sure you go deep enough for whatever you're going to machine out of that. Now we just pull it out, put the live center back in it. Throw our turning tool in. Normally I'd like to use something a little stouter on stainless, but it worked. It's taking 50 thousandths a pass. So we gotta move the old tailstock back until we got enough clearance for the tool to get in there. So basically we'll turn it down to the largest diameter, the diameter of the head, and then come in with a parting tool and basically give me a relief just shy of my final depth. Then I'll turn the shank down and get that bird's nest out of it. Especially with stainless, that crap will cut you up. Turn the rest of the shank down, chamfer it, part it essentially. The GoPro, for whatever reason, only took like 2-3 second videos on the dividing head, so I didn't get anything cut in the triangle in the center. But if you for a triangle, it's pretty easy, right? I mean, you got 360 degrees. Just with the without even using index plates. So you start on 0, that's your 360. Then you just index it 120 degrees. So move it to 12. Then you're going to index it 240 degrees, so you're going to move it to 24. Then you're going to index it to 360 degrees, so you're going to move it to 36, which would be 0 because it only goes to 35, and then it's got 5 ticks to the 0. So 0 is your 360. Just cut till you get to the bottom, and then I went just under where I thought I needed to be. Tried to get the insert in, it didn't work. Bumping over a thou, cut a thou off all 3 sides, or half a thou, whatever. Try to fit it again, and continue until you actually get that first one to fit, and then once that first one fit, the other 3 was already set. You just slam them in and go, index and run it. And I bought some Niagara 4 flute carbides, 1/8 inch. And they cut through that stainless so good and so fast that I forgot that I was even cutting stainless. You know, on this I calculate the feeds and everything on Machinist Calculator Pro on my cell phone. About the only time you'll see me use a phone, especially in the shop, is to take a picture of my work or to calculate some feeds and speeds. I'm not a big, if I could get a pager that would take pictures and upload them for me, take videos and upload them for me, I could go back to the pager no problem. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of cell phones. Waste too much damn time. Clearly I'm just setting the depth that I want to take that, you know, cut my relief in there. And put the support back in, lock her down. You had to move it to measure, right? Slow the speed down. And then really just run that sucker in, right? So I'll run it in, you know, pretty close, and then measure it, clean it up, make sure I'm where I need to be, and if I am, I'll carry on about my business. Now wherever I'm at right there, I'll go ahead and zero the, re-zero the drill. And then dial in whatever it is that, I know I need to take. I mean, you can count the ticks on the handle just the same. It's just easier to watch the drill. More efficient maybe is a better way to, well, easier and more efficient, I reckon. I mean necessarily all that much easier. 10, 20, 30, 40. It's the same thing. It's like metric versus not metric. One smaller than 2 every time. So yes, I took that parting tool in just shy of a 1/2 inch. We're making the shank 1/2 inch long, just shy of a 1/2 inch, and then I'll go ahead and turn it down with this just shy of a 1/2 inch. Technically just over, I guess you could say. Dial in another 50, let her run. Pretty rudimentary stuff here, yeah. Run it to the end, stop the power feed, hand feed it a little bit closer to the collet, run it back, dial in another 50, throw the switch, wait for it to get close to the end so you can stop it, you know. It's popping the chips off pretty decent. That stainless likes to get stringy on you. And it's harder to judge, you know, color wise, because it don't really turn purple. Say you want it to be more of a straw color. You know, like on a milling machine with most steel, you could calculate the RPM and you just crank up the, you know, come into it slow and then just crank up your feed rate until the chips start turning purple. You know you're running. I mean, you do the same thing on the CNC too, right? You know, you calculate your feeds and speeds to get you in the ballpark, and then you can just crank that sucker up until you're slinging purple. So now we're just over ½ inch. So now we'll put on the 45 tool. We're basically just gonna plunge it in, and rough out, you know, most of what's in the way, then I'll pull the tool off of it. Now we'll, you know, measure it, see how much I need to take, and then I'll just take that last cut. I'll take it all with that 45 tool. So I'll dial in, you know, my final depth of cut, run it back up into that chamfer, and clean all that up, and then power feed it on down to I guess there's a million ways you could do it. I don't know. Seems pretty logical to me. That way all that contour is all, you know, all done in one shot. So I'll take 2 measurements, make sure it's, you know, looking decent. Throw the old parting tool back in. Just knock a little bit of that shoulder off, you know, because every time you go down through there, you're usually leaving like little steps. So I'm just cleaning the step off a little bit before I start digging into the actual work. So there, of course, I'm into the work. Now I'll go in most of the way and grab the file and, you know, clean that little edge up with the file while it's still attached to the, you know, still attached to the stock. close, and you got to back that center out of there. Not more chance it's gonna bind up on your tool. Parting's already a sketchy ass operation. Kind of slow down a little bit so it doesn't whip off on you all kind of, you know, crazy, or break the carbide. And there we go.